comes to intellectual property. But I want to add something to that, Andrew, because being the fact that we've got to be in an information-based product with our business model, this is really important to understand. If you look back at the history, at least in our economy here in America, probably the world economy, this is safe to say, we used to be an agricultural society. You either worked for a farm or you raised animals or crops, or you did something around the agricultural lifestyle that this world used to really center around. And then we turned to the industrial industry back in the early 1900s through the mid 1900s, where steel was being stripped and mined, and railroads were being laid, and the settlers were moving west, and that was like the good old the move west, the gold rush and so forth. And now we're out of the industrial age, and now we're into the information age. We're into the technology age, and literally there's technology that's doubling. I think I heard this statistic once that technology truly doubles every 30 days. So there's compounding periods that take place on information and technology, and those are the trends. And what's interesting about the information-based marketplace is that, we have information at our fingertips. We have mobile phones and cell phones, and I heard this statistic recently as well, Andrew, that there's about 1.5 billion people on the Internet right now that are actually working on a computer with a connection to the Internet. However, there are over 5 billion mobile devices in the marketplace right now, which means that almost the entire world has a cell phone, whether it be a Storm or a BlackBerry or an iPhone or any kind of smartphone. They have that in their back pocket or in their pocketbook. So, it's easy to get information to people quickly. We're in a digital world, which means that we can deliver that information literally with a click of a few buttons, and in a matter of seconds, we can deliver to our audience, to our market, people that are looking for the exact information that we are sharing with them.
And it's like we spoke about earlier, old economy versus new economy. If you fought the industrial age, you would have got creamed. If you fought the agricultural age, you would have got creamed. And we see so many people fighting this technology age, this information age, and they're literally going to get creamed if they continue to do so, because this will be the era that creates more wealth than at any point in human history. This is fact. This is not my opinion or theory. There are multiple studies and there are multiple books from world-famous economists who have already done the digits and have already done the figures, and the industrial age will pale in comparison to the wealth that will be created as a result of the information age. So if you're on this call right now and you're not associated or affiliated with an information-based product as your product, you're fighting this trend, and it's a very dangerous place to be. Let's go to number 6. Must be the right timing. Critical component number 6, must be the right timing. Sort of a no-brainer. We always hear that timing is everything in life. We spoke about technology a minute ago, but because of technology, you no longer have to sacrifice your life, your family, and your health to own your own business. Back in the day, if you were going to start a traditional brick-and-mortar business, it would have been a huge sacrifice, would have been a huge risk. This was really the case up until probably 5 or 10 years ago. So, timing with what we just spoke about with this trend in these economic cycles is absolutely positively in your favor, because, we're probably in the first or second inning of this information technology revolution. And, you and I both feel, Aaron, that the risk of not having an online business, an information-rich business in the next year or two will be a far greater risk than the risk of starting one now, or the fear of starting one now. So in my opinion, timing couldn't be better, because there is a legitimate revolution underway. And as you always say, we're only in about the first inning.
Yeah, we're just so early in the game here, and I think what's critical to keep in mind is that, and this was said years ago, but I think it was Bill Gates said that there are going to be two kinds of businesses come the year 2010 and beyond. The kind of businesses that are on the Internet, and then those businesses that are out of business. Truly, timing couldn't be better. If you think, about what's going on around us right now, the economy, the layoffs, the downsizing, right, unemployment, bankruptcies, people, foreclosures, people losing their homes and becoming, five family members, cramming into a single 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment, right? Lives are being turned upside down right now because of the way our economy is running. And it's in these times of economic depression and recession that the biggest opportunities are created, because there's not a shortage of money, Andrew. It's just money is moving from dumb to smart. That's all it is. There's no shortage of money. Money is just changing hands based on information, based on technology, based on the value that's being delivered into the marketplace. And so there really could not be a better time for people right now to not only start a business, but to be in line with the right business. And I know we're going to talk about component number 7 here, not just the right business, but the right people.
Boy, so true. You know, so many famous economists and financial bright financial minds talk about the wealth transfer right now happening, this quiet wealth transfer. You just put it perfectly, transferring from dumb to smart, transferring from the well-informed to the non-informed. And, you know, our intention here tonight is to inform you greatly. We've gone through 6 of the 7, and these are game changers. I mean, we had to learn this the hard way, and once we put these 7 components into place, once we matched our business model and product up with these 7 components, it was like lights out, and you're going to meet people where it was the same situation for them as well, because this is game-changing stuff, as I said, and you know, we can't stress enough, but timing is absolutely positively on your side. And I think a close second to timing, Aaron, if I'm not mistaken, I know you'll agree with me, and this is neck and neck, and this is critical component number 7, is you must be aligned with the right people who have a proven track record. So even if you get the timing right, but you become somehow associated with the wrong group, or potentially with people who haven't done what they say they've done, or who are trying to lead you down a path that perhaps they haven't been down themselves, then it's just broken. Then it just breaks. There's incongruencies. And, you know, we're really good judges of character, and we're big believers in community, support, and coaching. We believe this should be in place from those who've already been where you want to go, because there's way too many fly-by-night gurus out there right now. There's way too many people preaching from the mountain telling you how much money they're making or how much success they're having, when frankly they haven't had it at all. And we know that without all 7 of these critical components in place, you will not be in a position to make your first dollar online, and until you achieve that initial step, you can't then go on to make a fortune online like some of the people we're going to introduce you here tonight. But without the people in your corner, association is key. Without the people in your corner, you won't be able to do it long term, and this is something that we could talk about for an entire hour, but we won't. And we believe we've assembled. I don't even think we believe it anymore. We know for a fact that we've assembled the best people, integrity-wise, and also the biggest producers, production-wise, in the history of this industry.
Yeah, so important to understand that aligning yourself with the right people, and I think the best way, you know, Andrew, to really, you know, paint this picture is that I've always said that the consciousness of an organization, of an entire group, really starts at the top with the founder, with the visionary. And, you know, we've got to take our hat off and really give credit where credit is due. None of us would be here without the Carbon Copy Pro founder, Jay Kubasek. This gentleman has literally changed not just our lives, but an entire industry. He's somebody with a richness of character and a depth of personality, and he's got the experience and the wisdom that most people, he's got the foresight to see what's coming long before it even appears. He has created this community, and it drifts down his level of integrity. It drifts down into every layer here, from our upper-level management and executives all the way through to our marketing partners and business coaches, right down through our membership at the grassroots level. And they don't come any finer than Jay Kubasek, Andrew. Just a tremendous person to get in line with, and, of course, his entire organization here, Carbon Copy Pro. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, without question. And as of late, he's basically handed the company back to the producers. And as I said a second ago, you really have to be associated with people of integrity and people of production. Usually it's one or the other. And you're right, Jay's both, but now the people running the company, you, me, and a handful of others that now make the decisions with Jay and make the decisions with the core people who've been here since day one, it really becomes the people's company now. It becomes the people's community. This becomes not only the premier online business community in the world, but one that is for the people, one that is run by the people. And everything that we do, every decision we make here, is basically made because of what our members want, what they see, and what they need to be ultra successful. And that's how we came across these 7 critical components. That's why these are such a game changer. And we're going to take a couple seconds right now, Aaron, to go through really briefly why we're here, why Carbon Copy Pro has successfully met all 7 critical components. No one else can. No one else has. We've done the research. Collectively, we have 2.5 decades of experience, just you and I, but our management team has well over 100 years, and we have already done the research. There's nothing we haven't seen, and frankly, there's no place we haven't been, and as we've said time and time again, we don't even have to be here. But we know that critical component number one, which is it must be a new business model for the new economy, is absolutely indeed in place. Because if you don't have an online business model, you're not in a new business model for the new economy. You're in an old business model for the old economy. So check off critical component number one, which is must be new and must be new economy. Aaron, you agree?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing more important than being in the right vehicle. You could be Mario Andretti but be sitting in a 69 Volkswagen. You're just not going to win the race.
Absolutely. Let's go to number two. Must not be a traditional MLM business model. A lot of our producers and a lot of our management team, like we said, we've come from that model. This is not a multi-level marketing business model. It is a true direct sales business model. We call it a top-tier business model, but an internet-based business model. So absolutely unique, but not stuck in that multi-level game. Critical component number three. So check off number two. Critical component number three must not be about getting rich. We actually take a different stance. We don't want you to focus on getting rich. We want you to focus on what you want in your life, but we want you to really, really focus on the fundamentals, and that's making your first dollar online so that ultimately you can go on to add an extra 0 or 2 to your income and create whatever wealth you want later on. So check off number three. Number four, you must have fear. Again, everyone's telling you to have no fear. Check off number four. We want you to have fear. We know you have fear. Fear is good. Feel the fear and do it anyways. If you don't have fear, then we know you're probably not involved in anything really significant. Check off number four. Critical component number five. This is a biggie. We spent the most time on this one, Aaron. This is it must be an information-based product and service. For those of you looking at Carbon Copy Pro for the very first time and you're wondering what our product or service is, we are truly an education and information-based company. We have just signed an exclusive deal with the #1 personal finance expert in the world, 10-time New York Times best-selling author David Bach, author of The Automatic Millionaire, which put him on the Oprah Winfrey Show twice, author of all the Finish Rich books, the Finish Rich series, and we're marketing the product line of that person. We're marketing the product line of David Bach and a couple other leaders in that space, and that's very, very, very significant because it's exclusive, and it's huge credibility, and it's information and education-based, which means it could never be touched, copied, or duplicated. And Aaron, I know you have a couple things to say on this, but this is really where we separated ourselves a lot from any other direct sales or internet marketing organization.
Yeah, absolutely. It's proprietary information, intellectual property. We can't. There's no competition when you're the only game in town, and so you can check this critical component off your list because Carbon Copy Pro, ProU, and the education. We're an e-learning community, and everything that an entrepreneur needs to know, everything that they should want to know about being successful, running a successful home-based internet business right here in the pro community. It doesn't get any better, Andrew.
Yeah, the last thing you want to be doing is moving physical products online and having things drop shipped, and it's just, like I said, it's old school versus new school. So number 5, check it off big time, e-learning, information-based, education-based. Critical number 6, must be the right timing. We could sit here all day and talk about timing. We're in about the first or second inning of this internet gold rush and having an online business. Many will miss this. Many will wake up to this fact about timing when we're in the 8th or 9th inning 5 or 10 years from now and say, wow, what if I acted when I should have? And it's the same people who are saying this now about the Industrial Revolution. So number 6, must be the right timing. Check it off. And finally, number 7, must be aligned with the right people and people who have a proven track record. This is absolutely critical. Aaron, myself, Jay Kubasek, many others that you'll see at the website that you'll see tonight where we're going to direct you to a special website we've set up especially for you here tonight. And more important, we're going to introduce you to real people who have been in organizations where they were not aligned with the right people. And things clicked and things connected for them, and their business greatly improved when they did end up with the right people. And Aaron, I think now is as good a time as any to make sure that everybody has their 7 critical components written down and checked off, their big number on top of their page, but now it's time to hear, I think, from real people having real results who've all been on a call like this at one point, weren't sure if this was for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Documentation beats conversation every time, so I say we go out to several of our members who are waiting patiently to jump out here and let us know what's happened for them over the last 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 months. There's just so many people, countless members in the community, Andrew, that have embraced these critical components and they've gotten focused here and have taken the right steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm ready to do it. Before I do, though, there's two things we're making available here tonight that I just want to have everybody make sure they